Welcome to our podcast.
This is Don't Judge a Book by its cover, which is ironic because I judge all my books by their cover.
And I judge everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today we're discussing two books, and they are called 5 Feet Apart by Raquel Lippincott, and
Mine was The Choice by Nicholas Sparks.
they were very good. I loved mine.
I loved mine too, and after watching the movie, like getting both sides of it,
Yeah.
I liked how they both had a movie to go with it.
Yeah, I know. Because then I didn't have to read a whole nother book.
Yeah, exactly. But I would say that both of our books had a lot of similarities in them. Both of them, I mean, a prominent theme in mine was making life-changing choices and about how that determines your life course and your character.
Yes, and mine was also like that. Because I mean it was kind of a life and death situation for mine. But I also noticed that both of our books involved several risks that they were taking.
Yeah. Like Gabbie in my book, she took a risk by leaving her long-term boyfriend,
Yeah.
cheating on him, and getting with Travis. And then another risk was when Travis had to make the decision to continue her care note when she was in a coma.
Yes. And mine was Stella could have just stayed in her room and left Will alone because apparently, like, he did not care about his treatments at the beginning, but that bothered her, so she needed to do something.
Mm-hmm. And both of your setting is entirely in the hospital.
Yeah.
And mine, like the last half of my book, Gabbie's in the hospital for the entirety of it. And then she gets moved to a nursing home. But all of these similarities in the books, I think, can relate to ethics.
Yes.
You had Barb in your book, who I must say I think was a scandal and a half.
Yeah.
She broke some rules for sure.
A lot of rules.
But I loved her. She was
She was like that person
just
that's like
so much.
Yeah. She was like that person in every movie, I don't know, she's just kind of a side character, but I love her more than the main character.
Yes, exactly. So it doesn't matter that she broke HIPAA.
Yeah. Doesn't matter that in the first page or on the first page she broke a major law.
That's okay. But how do you think she relates to ethics?
She had a very hard ethical choice between letting Will and Stella love each other and be happy over like staying alive, because she knew the rules that they should take their precautions and stuff, but she obviously the two did not listen.
And hadn't she gone through a similar case like this before?
Yes, and then they both died, so
because she let them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was just an ethical battle inside of her, because she seemed like she cared so much about the patients that she did want them to be happy. She wanted Will and Stella to be happy, but she also didn't want them to die.
Yeah. Because it's like, and that it's on her watch, it probably is not great for her medical record.
Yeah,
for like her career record.
The rest of her life.
Yeah. And then Will has the ethical choice between being close to Stella or like just staying in his room. And once he found out that it's even more of a even more of a problem to be close to her because he has a much more severe case of CF.
It was putting her life at so much more risk.
Yeah, but obviously they also did not listen after that choice either. Yeah. And then Stella has the ethical decision of just pushing Will away for her own health and but obviously she doesn't, and she is so bothered that he doesn't want to do his treatments that she um, takes it upon herself to do the treatments for him.
And I almost think that was like, this was so avoidable if Stella wouldn't have taken over and wanted to like control his treatments for him.
She's very controlling.
Yeah, she is very controlling.
Like,
but she has OCD, doesn't she?
Yeah.
So that was part of it.
Yeah. But oofta, girl. Girl.
I think a lot of these issues came up because of someone caring too much. Like, Barb cared too much about her patients, and then Stella cared too much about Will and his treatments, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
But in my book, Travis has a really huge ethical decision to make, because Gabbie had a DNR wish if she were to die, and also she was in the hospital for over 90 days in a coma. And after 90 days, that's when you need to make a decision to keep them on life support or not. And so he had to take like the moral responsibility upon himself to make the right decision while still taking into consideration all of the benefits for other people.
Yeah. And I mean, it was her choice to put it in place.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not respecting her wishes.
Right. But his point was that he didn't think that she was planning for this to happen, for her to get in a car accident when she was probably in her like 20s or 30s.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and so, obviously that was good thinking by him, because otherwise they wouldn't have had their happy ending, probably.
And another ethical thing, or another thing that relates to ethics, is that human nature is to just value your connections and relationships to people.
Yeah.
So that was just shown in the book through Travis, that his central moral was to value his love and loyalty to Gabbie when he made the choice to wait for her to wake up.
Such a sweet man.
I know. Everyone needs a Travis.
Yeah. That's adorable.
Yeah. And then also, Gabbie made a very questionable decision when she cheated on her long-term boyfriend Kevin to be with Travis. It ended up working out in the end.
Yes, but Kevin wasn't very cute. He had a very large neck.
Well, you don't know that. He was always gone in the book. He was always gone. He couldn't be with Gabbie the way that Travis could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And obviously, that was another choice that determined the directory. Is that a word?
I have no idea.
The direction of her life. And so it all ended up working out because her and Travis were potentially meant to be.
Yeah, Kevin doesn't have a dog.
True. And Travis has a dog.
He has a dog.
And so does Gabbie.
Yeah. And so it's like, I don't know. They're just made.
They're supposed to. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Period. Okay.
Jurisprudence is also very, what's the word? Prominent in our books. So, like we said before, Barb breaks the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which is also known as HIPAA.
Which is a big deal. That can cost people their jobs most of the time.
Like, her license could have been taken away for that.
Yeah, but how did she break it?
So basically when Stella and Will first met each other, they were in the NICU looking at the babies or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then Stella was annoyed that Will was there, and then Barb walked in and was like, Will, go away, you need to go to your room. And then Barb tells...
That was their little meet cute.
That was their little spot.
That's what started it all.
Yeah. And Barb basically told Stella his whole, like, medical history and, like, what...
treatment.
What treatment, what,
it was like a trial.
Like a trial drug that he was on. So, yeah.
And you're not supposed to share that to other...
Yeah, definitely not.
Patients.
No.
So, yeah.
Another jurisprudence thing I noticed was the pool cue
Love that
because
scene.
yeah, she was so bold for that. I love that. But she wanted to be close to Will and Will wanted to be close to her, so they also have the rule that they have to be 6 feet apart. She turned it into 5 because she's a baddie.
The baddie.
Yeah.
She said she wanted to. CF has taken so much from them that she was taking
1 foot. Yes.
which was another risk that she took.
Yeah.
Because she went against her medical advice, which is not like Stella's character.
Oh yeah, no, definitely
She
not.
cared a lot about following her treatment regimen.
Yeah.
Like, very closely.
She built an app for it too.
Yeah.
Like, who builds an app?
Exactly.
Not me. I'm not doing that.
Oh, so she also had to make another choice to take a risk.
Yeah. And then for you, the DNR.
Oh yeah, back to the DNR with Travis and Gabbie. Travis was faced with a life-altering decision, literally life or death, and it affected more people than just him, which is, I feel like, a common theme in a lot of like laws or like legal situations.
Like her kids, or well, their kids.
Right, it affected their kids. It just affected much more than just him, even though he was the one faced with making the decision.
Yeah. Ugh.
And then I also, like, in the realm of laws and legalities and legal frameworks, sacrifice and moral integrity are really important, because in making a decision, like for a judge, let's say, for example, making a decision, you have to have moral integrity and be in the best interest of everyone around you, which is what Travis was faced with in this life or death situation. And he had to sacrifice some things. He had to sacrifice spending time with his kids to be with Gabbie. And
that's like a huge decision. It's not like just like a little decision like in her care plan or whatever.
Yeah.
It's literally like
she's either gonna be alive or she's gonna be dead.
Like in that moment too. And it's like when you say so many people or whatever, like it's her whole family. It's
and
all of his family,
all of their friends. Yeah. And their kids and their life that they've built together up until this point.
Yeah.
Like everything behind them. And yeah, like I mentioned before, laws are meant to benefit others despite personal sacrifice, even though you're probably gonna have to give up something to be in the best interest of other people.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Travis had to do. And then another small little thing I noticed about jurisprudence is when Gabbie cheated on her boyfriend, which should not be promoted, I don't think.
No,
but it did work
not.
out in her case. Which,
you know what? And the bad thing was, I was rooting for her. I was rooting for her that whole time. Even though I know that cheating is wrong, I was rooting for her.
I was so happy that she was cheating on her
boyfriend. I know, it's so terrible.
Exactly. But this kind of goes with religion too. Like, infidelity just goes against the laws and rules of religion.
Yeah. There were so many rules, like, with our books that I feel like they really broke all of them.
They really broke all of them, and then it led to a good ending.
Yeah.
For both of them. Like, so are we promoting breaking the laws?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, it kind of worked out in their favor, but
yeah.
I don't know.
For sure. But I think it just highlights how important decision making is, and that it, like, the consecutive choices that you make throughout your life determine where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
Even if you don't really notice it at the time when you're making a choice.
Yeah. They definitely were not thinking. Well, I mean, I guess in my book, they were kind of thinking of their future because they still did have their health on the line. But I don't, like, Travis, right? Travis and Gabbie, I think they were just in the moment because of how in love they were.
Yeah, and in my book, in The Choice too, it's not like you have so many things to pick from. Like, you're faced with a choice, and both of the options might be bad. But it's just, they just had to, like, make the best of the situation.
Yeah.
Even though, like, Travis obviously did not want to make that choice, and Gabbie didn't want to make the choice between her boyfriend and Travis.
Yeah. She had her whole life set, basically. But you know what? She wouldn't have been happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with that man with the huge neck. I mean,
Yep.
it was huge. It was
The
like the
children would
size
have
of
been
his head.
ugly.
Yeah, and her kids were cute in the movie.
Yeah, they were.
They were adorable. Oh, love it. I do have to say, I think I liked the choice better than 5 Feet Apart.
I think I would agree. I don't know, I like the storyline.
Yeah.
And there was a crazy plot twist. I feel like in 5 Feet Apart, I could totally guess the ending.
Yeah.
You know? But sometimes movies like that are good.
Yeah. Sometimes I just need like a little easy watch, you know, but.
I did cry though.
Oh,
it wasn't that easy of a
sure.
watch. It wasn't.
For sure.
Yeah.
I watched them back to back, and because I've never seen 5 Feet Apart either, so I watched them like in the same day. Rough day. I think I Snapchatted you too. I was not good.
No, I cried when Poe died.
Poe was like my second favorite character.
I might almost blame the nurses though for the death of Poe because he hit his call light and they were not urgent to go there, and by the time they got there he didn't have a pulse, which could relate to jurisprudence.
Yeah, because that's the rules.
It's their legal obligation
to go help them immediately, but she was like,
he probably just knocked it again. Then he died.
And then my second favorite character got killed off. Like, really?
Yeah. But I think, all in all, both good. I would read or watch again.
Yeah. I liked both of them.
And I think they taught some very good lessons throughout all of the book and the movies.
I think so too.
Well, this has been our podcast.
Yes. Thank
Don't
you for
judge
watching.
a book by its cover.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.